Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about the European Union and a proposal. Actually, it was a resolution that was passed in the European Parliament. The resolution is called Protection of Minors Online. So, this is not a law. This is a non binding resolution, basically, a political document saying this is how legislators are thinking in the EU. It passed overwhelmingly in the European Parliament, and some of the features of this resolution are very interesting. One is that they're proposing that children under the age of 13 be banned from social media. That children between 13 and 16, they have to have their parents' consent. This also impacts adults as well, not only them managing their children online, but also their own ID. They propose having a digital wallet and a age verification app that can be used together, and also that anyone using certain platforms or chatbots would have to re-identify themselves every 90 days. So that is not just children, that will impact anyone using those chatbots. Currently, the European Union does have a digital identity wallet. It's called eIDAS. That program is voluntary currently. What they could do in the future, they could make that ID wallet mandatory for everyone in the EU. Actually, we've seen that exact thing happen in Mexico recently, where they had a voluntary digital identity that has now become mandatory for everyone. These steps are pretty concerning. We're seeing other countries around the world, especially the Five Eyes countries, really push hard on ID online about children that impacts adults. So, for example, in Australia, we've seen them change their social media policy where children under 16 can't be on social media. So that really creates more work for the parents, but then also doing things like mandating that everyone on certain sites have to give their ID regardless of age. And that's where the problem comes in. Also, they are proposing particular things like possible executive liability. We've seen that in laws in Australia as well as platform features that they want to limit certain uses. So it remains to be seen what's going to happen with this. Again, it's not a law; it's just a resolution, but at least it gives you an idea, shades of what Europe is thinking. I think if this particular proposal is passed, and especially if other jurisdictions follow along, it will change fundamentally the way people use the internet because it will create more of a situation where your real identity may be tied to your searches, may be tied to other things that you do on particular applications. And I think it's also worrying, especially with people who are adopting more AI, where they're giving artificial intelligence more of their personal information. And so having personal or sensitive information tied to directly to an identity of someone could, create some type of harm. And again, a lot of these laws, even though they talk about minors, it really impacts anyone who's using the internet that will have a digital ID that's connected to any of their activities online. That's it. Thank you.